According to the workers who escaped, after the terrorists infiltrated the National Archives through the loading gate on basement level 1 and destroyed the automatic security system, they took all of the employees in the facility hostage. They've gained control of the first floor lobby as well as the library floors 1 through 3.
Have there been any statements or demands from the criminals?
Not at the present time. However, they seem to be looking for the H-88 report.
The H-88 report? The one that conducted an investigation of General Michiba, the mastermind of the failed Far North Rebellion 20 years ago?
Yes, sir. Its designation as a state secret has been lifted, and it was transported here to the National Archives from the National Police Agency to prepare it for public release.
Major.
Go ahead and have command authority for the investigation transferred to Section 9. Everyone's been waiting for that document to be released, but for an armed terrorist group to attack, it makes me awfully suspicious.
Maybe they're conspiracy theorists who want the truth about what happened 20 years ago.
They would risk their own lives for it? Not likely. If you consider the social impact that the H-88 report will have, as well as the timing of the attack, it looks like the perp is running scared over the possibility of that document being released.
What's this H-8 report? Since we're going to be involved in the investigation, we'd like to input accurate information.
I never said anything about you working the investigation. Oh, never mind. 88 is short for National Police Agency Security Bureau Administrative Document, classification code Public Security Investigation H-88. It's the report on the attempted rebellion in the far north that includes the testimony of General Michiba.
An attempted rebellion in the far north? You mean the armed uprising by the officers of the Fifth Army who tried to turn the far north, which we'd just taken back, into an independent state?
That's right. The Public Security Bureau tried to bury the whole thing way back then. But certain leaks about the affair came out, and that brought the incident to the public's attention. Now that the politicians see which way public opinion is blowing, they requested a public review of it. But the rebellion that Michiba and the others planned involved a lot of military secrets. So because the report contained sensitive material, it was classified as a state secret, and that designation remained on it for 20 years.
And tomorrow marks the 20th anniversary, huh?
We should be arriving above the National Archives in just a few moments.
Chief.
All right. I'm going to begin the mission briefing now.
Official documents are sleeping right beneath our feet, stored in electronic form. I can't wait to get this incident resolved because the sooner it's behind us, the sooner I'll be able to hook up to their database.
Tachikoma, don't run off on your own.
That's why I'm requesting appropriate orders.
In that case, we'll decide on a signal for when I want to give you an order. Is that all right with you?
Don't worry about a thing. You can put your mind at ease because you're in good hands with me.
I'll hold you to that.
What are you doing? Hurry up and get in there.
Roger. Let's go, Tachikoma.
I've located the enemy!
done a good job so far, but the hard part is up ahead. So stick close, and whatever you do, don't fall behind.
Did you learn anything?
It's as though they were digging through papers all throughout the archives.
Throw the investigation into chaos.
I won't say that's not a possibility, but the all-important H88 report was left lying there looking like they read through it in a hurry.
If the enemy isn't after the report, what are they after?
Either way, our only option right now is to dig through this guy's brain.
Chief, I finally got an ID on the terrorists. These guys are ex-military. They're still running around with their unit ID codes left in their cyberbrains. However, I came across traces of evidence indicating that their memories have been overwritten just prior to the assault.
So, someone cast a spell over them, huh?
If they're merely puppets, that means someone has to be hiding behind the curtain pulling the strings. Now we need to get those strings done. At any rate, get back there.
Roger.
Do you think it would be alright if I hooked up to the National Archives database now?
created quite a mess. The media is looking at this from the historical conspiracy perspective, saying that this was an operation cooked up by the government or some military faction to conceal military secrets from 20 years ago. But the public is used to having information concealed from them, so while they may feign righteous indignation right now, they'll forget about it as their daily lives offer more pressing concerns.
That doesn't sound like something that the chief of the Public Security General Affairs section would say. You're responsible for the handling of more top-secret information than anyone else. Anyway, why are you here? Are you here in your other role as chief of the JSDA Watch?
According to our operatives, there are indications that the ringleader has had connections with Russia ever since his days in the military. We kept him under surveillance even after his discharge, but just the other day he killed 2 of my men while trying to escape. However, I don't believe that he was the one who killed them.
So what are you telling me? That some third party who was using him killed your lookouts in order to set him free?
But unfortunately, he died before we were able to confirm that, thanks to your people. Mr. Aramaki, I realize that your Section 9 is an independent agency that answers directly to the Prime Minister. It is an offensive anti-crime organization that has the power and capability to intervene in any crime. But yours isn't the only public security outfit. This isn't some war zone. When you stop at nothing to meet your objectives, it causes a serious backlash for all public security personnel, myself included. I ask that you bear that in mind. This is a warning from the Public Security's head of General Affairs.
Who's that?
You used to work at Police HQ and you don't know? That's the great Chiki Kanbei, Public Security Head of General Affairs. He's also in charge of the Self-Defense Army Surveillance Squad, aka JSDA Watch.
He's supposed to be keeping an eye on the military. What's he stuck his nose into this for?
He's a man who got to where he is in public security today by being utterly single-minded. He's had it in for Section 9 ever since we were founded. It's hardly surprising that he'd come here to butt in. But what has me more concerned is that as the spy sent in by the JSDA Watch 20 years ago, he was the man responsible for uncovering the attempted Far North Rebellion.
He caught Michiba?
Everyone who works in public security knows about it.
So, the great spy's been pursuing the terrorists who were after the H-88 memorandum, huh?
There are just too many points that link it to this incident.
Something tells me that this isn't over yet.